to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of Wrestling Podcast are back talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. I'm Brian and Jason, Joe are here. Kevin is not, and I'm looking into my sources. My sources are saying that Kevin is creating a documentary on the MTV Rock and Jock basketball games. Wow. Rock and Jock basketball games. It hopefully will be much better than that delivery. Can't wait for that.
Do you have more than one source?
No, that's my only.
You just
source.
have one. Okay.
Yeah. Joe, how's it going with your world?
It's going all right. But I have another source that is totally throwing off why Kevin's not here. I got a text message from his brother-in-law's neighbor's friend's cousin that said his keg in the basement exploded and it shot a rocket up through his house. It's like really bad. And the worst part about it is it ruined all of his tank tops, and he's really like having a hard time dealing with the fact that he has to wear sleeves the rest of the year. So he needed a day.
Too many
He needed a
details.
day.
Damn.
Too many details shows that it's a lie. Anyway.
We'll look for that GoFundMe any day now.
Yeah, it's starting.
With you? Yeah. Jay, what's going on with you, buddy?
I heard he's at an Alanis Morissette concert. That's why he's not here. But I guess we'll find out next week. I mean, I love Jagged Little Pill.
You ought to know.
Favorite records of all time. So
you ought to know.
All right, indeed.
Isn't it ironic that Jason was the quickest to answer?
Yeah. So, of course, being the number one voice in pro wrestling podcasting, I have a great two-part story that happened this week in my everyday life that shouldn't involve wrestling, that involves wrestling. All right, here's one. So I noticed a water stain on my ceiling in my bathroom. And remember, I'm in an apartment right now until my house is finished being built. So I thought, like, maybe I left my shower on, and you know how like hot water steams up the mirror. I thought maybe it had something to do with that. So I took a picture, I sent it to maintenance, and they were like, all right, let us know if it's still there tonight when you get home from work, 10 hours later. So I get home and it's still there. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if I did this or, I have renter's insurance and I have all the proper documentation, but I was just like, well, all right. So I said, I don't know if our maintenance guy works on Saturdays, but if he does, please come by. Saturday rolls around, maintenance comes by, and he's like looking around. He goes upstairs to the apartment above me and says, it's not them either. I think we're going to have to cut a hole in the bathroom. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'll be gone most of the weekend. So just, keep me posted. So he goes, I got to tell you, I was here the one day fixing something else, and I saw your Pittsburgh Steelers championship belt.
Oh,
He goes, my son loves wrestling, and he loves the Steelers. And I'm going to steal it one day when you're not here. I was like, well,
at least he's honest.
I was like, you just implicated yourself now. So I know it's you. And he goes, my son just loves wrestling. And I'm like, oh, does he like John Cena or like Roman Reigns? He goes, no. Any guesses on who his favorite wrestler is?
Can you give us a WWE or AEW?
It's WWE. It's WWE. Yeah.
Okay. His favorite wrestler is.
All right, you're taking too long. It's
Jinder
Mahal.
Jinder Mahal.
I was like, what? I thought I was the only fan.
Right, you're the fan club president, pretty much, of the Jinder Mahal fan club. That's amazing.
So that was fun. And then the second thing that happened, Tuesday morning, I get up around 6:30 or 7 a.m., have my overnight oats for breakfast, and I get an email. Congratulations, your bid won.
What'd you buy?
I didn't remember bidding.
Oh boy.
So it's a two-part game. One, how much did I spend on this auction that I didn't know I entered?
Yeah.
Joe?
I'm going to say $150.
Brian?
I'll go 109.
Okay, part two. What did I buy?
Karl Malone catapults.
You bought a
Never
chalk line
Oh,
WCW grill jacket.
That's a good
No,
answer.
I actually have a waiter's shirt from the WCW Nitro Grill. It's a
Okay.
referee shirt. I spent $175
Ooh, close, Joe.
on a SummerSlam chair from the year me and Kevin went to Vegas.
Hey, but
there you go.
you didn't have your own chair from that?
Well, no, because we weren't down low.
They were ringside.
Okay, I didn't remember.
We were where
okay.
where we've been sitting the last couple years.
Yes, yes, you're right.
So yeah, I was like, I did not remember putting a max bid of 175. But yeah, that must have been the all edible wrestling night or something that I don't remember. So
wasn't that Cena Roman Reigns main event?
It was.
And were they on the chair?
And then
They're on the
Brock,
chair?
and then Brock returned. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I started looking around for the chairs of the pay-per-views that I've been to. So obviously now that eliminates one less. I still got a few more, but like I was shocked when I woke up to that message.
Have you told your wife about this in the backstory?
Fuck no. I know.
Oh no. She's gonna find out now.
Oh yeah.
Wait, was she there at that SummerSlam?
Yeah,
that's right.
That was the year I'd gotten 4 tickets. One of you couldn't go, or the other one couldn't go, or something.
I could not go.
So then Kevin and me went, and my wife went because I had 3 tickets. So yeah,
Okay, so she may see that eventually.
You know, honestly,
that's the show we were at.
No. I think,
okay.
I think it'll be a question of, because I have a couple chairs in this apartment already.
Yeah.
So I imagine it'll be something she'll just see it and be like, oh, or I just store it in my mom's basement until our house is finished being built, and she'll never know.
Yeah.
Because again, she doesn't watch or listen to this podcast. So
do you have the chair zip tied together like it's your couch?
That's funny. And in my new house, in my new studio, that might be the trick.
That's going to be the trick.
Because I've got
good ideas.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Vegas will be 9 chairs. So I don't have to
practically have stadium seating at this point.
I don't have to buy a couch. I can just put the chairs.
Zip tie them. Yeah.
Around.
And then when people leave, just get out your X-Acto knife and cut them like the people do as soon as the event's over with. It's like, you got to go.
Yep. We're going to tear down.
But you need your wristband to take it home with you. And I'm not handing out wristbands, so you don't get to take it home with you. Funny.
No. Oh, well, that's great, man. Wrestling everywhere. Yeah. Your little 5-finger discount wristband, man. But that's great, Jay. That's fun when wrestling can pop up in your day-to-day life for unexpected reasons.
Now watch this be the one she will say, oh, I was just putting it on while I was cleaning this. And
Doubt it. All right. Well, keep us
posted. You'll be like, wow, doesn't Joe do a great imitation of me? That was amazing, his story.
Yeah. So
no way. Well, in any event, you spending the cash on the seat. I mean, you talk about your big business. That's one example of big business.
I mean, I spent cash Monet.
That's just on that chair. Did. Like the CEO of buying chairs you didn't know about. And of course, we're alluding to AEW big business. That was, of course, on Wednesday night. And to no one's surprise, as it was heavily sourced and rumored and basically spelled out, except for with them actually saying it, it was the debut of Mercedes Moné. It was in Boston. It's her hometown. And she basically kicked off the show. You know, the sweet ride pulled up when Renee was doing the introduction. And her night consisted of cutting a promo and getting involved in the main event after it was over of Willow Nightingale and Riho. So, guys, let's talk about your initial thoughts on the debut of the former Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné.
Her song sucks. Her hair sucks. Her promo was mid. Her save was a little above average, but it was really cool to see her. And if I'm Triple H, Trinity, Bailey, and Tamina are never on TV again.
Because they
Wow.
were there?
Because they filmed footage, they filmed stuff for social media.
That is true.
It was theirs. It wasn't AEW. It was theirs. They would be never on TV if I was Triple H.
What do you mean it was theirs?
It was their personal
filmed
account.
it. They posted it. It wasn't like AEW put, former Knockouts champion or former this,
Like
former that.
Robbie from the Highlanders just being like all sad in the corner.
Oh, you're saying like if AEW
Bailey put it out.
Got
Trinity
it.
put it
Yeah.
out. Tamina put it out. So no, fuck that shit. You can have your friends in other companies. And more importantly, if Mercedes was as big as a CEO actually would be, they could have got those three in and no one would have been the wiser. No one would have known. And this isn't just a gripe about them. I believe Trinity is her real name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Naomi Trinity.
And
Yeah.
Bailey is not her real name. However, I have seen people online referring to her as Pam, which is her name. Like, they've never referred to her as Pam. And
no,
I hate that shit. And I saw it a couple times online today, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, there is no
people using the shoot names to describe the situation. Yeah, that's always a little silly.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
If you did that, you get the button. And I have talked way more than I should about this. Joe, how do you feel?
I gotta follow that. The song I agree was stupid. The CEO,
Okay.
like that was bad. I thought the promo was less than mid. I thought it was over the top sappy.
Yeah.
And I was not like, all of you people who were with me for the past, you quit a company. You walked out a company. I don't feel bad for you. You left. They didn't force you out. You no-showed. So when you're like doing that, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna have your back on that one. And the end, I was barely awake. I was really struggling. I was really struggling to stay awake last night for the Wednesday night for the rest of the match. But I did stay awake for the sake of the show because I knew we'd be talking about it, and I didn't care. Wow. So for this, it's a matter of they tried to recapture CM Punk's return in Chicago on Rampage, and they tried to make a big deal about it. But I pretty much checked out when Wardlow tapped clean.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
no, he just
that.
got choked out. He didn't tap. I think he just choked.
They did the arm, but it was still clean.
Brian won Twitter last night.
Yes.
It was a great tweet, Brian.
Thanks.
Mercedes greets a young fan backstage at AEW Dynamite with a screenshot of her and Rio. Way to go, Brian.
Me and Barbara Ryan were talking about this. I got my cut and beard trim. Shout out to Ryan. By the way, Ryan, birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, Ryan. Very
happy
cool.
Birthday.
And I said to him, I said, Rio is probably my number one, like, turn the channel, I don't care. I don't know. There's just, we've talked about it just from a point or two of just, she's just not believable because she's just so small and it just doesn't do it for me. So yeah, when Mercedes greeted her backstage and wished her luck in her match, I saw my opportunity and I took it.
Sorry, I don't really even want to be here right now, but you're right, Brian.
Yeah.
One of you idiots said throwing a paper airplane created more force than her jumping off the top rope. And whoever that was, you a-holes are absolutely right. I'm not coming back the rest of tonight. I'm Coney Ton, and I gotta get out. Go. Bye.
All right, short and sweet, to the point, Coney. Yeah. So yeah, that I mean, when I texted you guys, when I realized that the main event was Rio and Willow Nightingale, I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I know there's going to be some sort of run-in of some sort, but I was shocked that they put that in the main event spot.
There were so many other matches that could have been the main event.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Okada 6-man, the title match, of course, with
even
Wardlow.
Fucking Lion Hook. Stop with the combining the names. Just stop.
That's not good.
Stop.
No, it's not going to happen.
We've talked about that, how more often than not that doesn't work with like the legendary Ryback Like,
yeah, but they didn't go
Lion
with
Hook.
Vicky, and that was our creation.
Yeah, that one we did come up with. You're right.
What was so he's had Hookhausen.
Yep.
He's had Lion Hook. I feel like there was a third one too.
I don't remember Hook, but they
Hook
did
and
mention
RVD had something.
Him and Sammy have been the sex gods, so at least that's a name. That's not a combining.
Not combining names.
Yeah.
But they did mention last night during the championship match, Ward Joe.
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot they were a tag team because of how stupid their name was.
That was quick too. That didn't last too long.
Oh, they have history as Ward Joe. I'm like, that did happen.
Like 3 weeks worth of history.
Damn. But yeah, I like the debut a little more. I didn't hate the Gunther pop version of his, or maybe Walter when it was the Walter theme song.
I don't hear it. I know you said
yeah.
I don't hear it.
I hear it. But yeah, that Joe's right. That CEO chant is like, it's like they took the Goldberg chants and like
no, they took the Gilbert
chants. Yeah,
no, the Gilbert ones.
Right. Yeah, it was just so loud of CEO. I'm like, oh, okay, easy guys. Yeah,
my wife pretty much said, wow, really original. You were the boss one place. Could you just look up a different word, a synonym for the word boss, and decided to go with that?
That's that AI technology.
That's kind of cool to a point, but the music is so bad. You could be the CEO without having the word CEO said 47 times in the 2-minute portion of the song.
And if you didn't hear it, she had it on her hair.
Yes. Yeah, it was on her hair. I thought the promo, it reminded me of CM Punk's Raw return promo, where it was just like, I love you guys. I'm back for you. So, I'm not going to dog it like you guys did. I was like,
and she said she was home, and over the weekend she did a podcast where she said, I'll probably be back in WWE at some point.
Yep. I did see that.
That's a shocker. You didn't see it.
No, I saw it, and I thought.
I saw that clip.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't see it. All right.
No, I did. I did see that.
No, I watched it.
It was with
Evan
what's
Mack.
his name? He used to be on the Bump. Yeah, Evan Mack, and she's like, well, it's not like I'm done. I'm gonna be back there. So it's like,
yeah.
What did Tony Khan do about that? I know Coney Ton's done for the show, but I'm sure if we could bring him back, he'd probably be furious of when he saw that promo clip.
No.
But he's gone. Okay.
I'm glad she's there. Because like I said, when Deonna Purrazzo showed up, is it the beginning of a movement or is it a moment? And I think it's movement. It's almost time. Once they get Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter back, this women's division is going to be top notch. It's going to be what the fuck is that noise?
What is that noise?
That might be me moving my cords of my microphone. My apologies. We'll stop doing that now.
Yeah, so the women's division in AEW has been lackluster to be nice. Now it's almost there, like nice, like it's gonna be what it needs to be with the talent that they have. So I don't know, man. I'm glad she's there. I was not impressed with last night, and yeah.
I know you mentioned like Britt and Jamie Hayter. It looks like this first angle is maybe her with against the Sky Blue Julia Hart. Yeah. Is there anybody else that you're like, okay, this could be a good pairing? Just kind of where's your head today?
It should be Britt because of the way she said CEO. That's DMD completely. It should be, but where's Britt?
So predictable, Joe. So predictable.
Yeah, so is AEW.
Touche.
I would like to see Mercedes and Ruby Riott. I think that could be fun because we didn't get to see it. At least I don't remember if we saw it.
Not a feud, I don't remember, but maybe a matchup.
And there are talks that Camille from NWA might be coming to AEW. And if you don't know who she is, she's like jacked, and I want to say like 6'2" or 6. Just a great look.
Mm-hmm.
So give me that because I've never seen it before. And like I said, this is great for AEW. But again, the presentation just was not excellent for me.
Yeah. Joe, anything more to add on possible feuds? Anything of that with where the future goes for Mercedes Moné?
We already know that she's a talent in the ring, so it's like she's good in the ring. She's a Hall of Famer no matter what. I already said that 2 years ago when she left. I'm just looking forward to hopefully this AEW women's division does turn into something, but I'm still on the fence for the simple fact that they have way too many people and not enough content, and they don't know what to do with all the people that they have. That's what I'm concerned with the most. It's like, yeah, we have this great roster of women. We can't do anything with the great roster of men. We're not going to be able to do anything with the great roster of women, but we are AEW.
Yeah, they had a streak of 2 years consecutively on Dynamite where there would be no more than one women's match.
Right.
I think that got broke a couple of weeks ago, not too long ago. So maybe this will be the catalyst to bringing a little bit of a shift in that. I pointed it out to you guys on Monday. I think the first men's match on Monday Night Raw wasn't until over halfway in the show with R-Truth and Damian Priest. There was, promo segments and I think 3 women's matches, 2 or 3.
Yep.
Love it.
It's insane. I guess it's a 3-hour show. They can afford more time for that, but I mean, yeah, take notes. That's.
Do you think they did that? Do you think they did that because of Mercedes Moné knowing that she was going to be doing there? It's like, oh, you think you're set? You started the revolution. We're going to spend the first half of the 3 hours on nothing but women's matches.
I don't know. It was
pettiness?
all effective.
Is there pettiness in professional wrestling?
I don't know.
Yeah. There certainly has been.
Not from the front runners.
Yeah. No, you're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get into Raw. There's a couple of interesting happenings to talk about from there. But let's go back to SmackDown real quick, and a shocker.
The greatest thing happened to SmackDown ever.
All right, we're talking
the
tradition.
Every part of this.
Oh yeah,
love every part of Logan Paul and the Prime logo being on the mat for all PLEs starting at WrestleMania.
Thank you. Yep, first time that's happened. I guess that was a Vince credo of nothing touches the mat. And it's the Gunther tagline, right? The mat is sacred. And there's Logan Paul on SmackDown with the big ass Prime bottle in the middle of the ring. You guys are clearly going, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian, if you're more of the traditionalist, why don't you start?
Okay, I don't hate it. Jay, I watched a good bit of UFC on Saturday night. There was like 10 logos on the Octagon ring. And you watch a basketball game. There's, I think maybe college football might be maybe the only one, except for like some, it's the All-State Sugar Bowl and they have the All-State logo there. So maybe there's some occasional ones. But yeah, but I guess I'm thinking more regular games, you're not going to see it. But so, you know what, though? That kind of is an equivalent to Jake Paul with the Prime of the PLEs, the big ones. We're going to have the logo on like the bowl game. So yeah, I don't hate it. I don't know. Maybe for the first one, it could have been something higher end, let's say like Mercedes-Benz. I don't know. It's wrestling though. And Logan Paul, obviously megastar.
I think we talked last
It all
week.
fits.
I think we talked last week about the vodka sponsorship.
Yeah, that's
Wheatley.
right. Yeah.
So Wheatley vodka is now plastered all over Cody's bus.
Mm-hmm.
And they make sure to give that shot of him walking off the bus. You see the logo. And then when the door shuts, his dog's picture is on the door. He like fist bumps the door for his dog and he walks off. So like, this is the new world of wrestling. It's getting into that UFC sponsorship money-making situation. And yes, UFC, they have Monster in the middle, and then they have like whatever movie, which was the Roadhouse, Conor McGregor's movie that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Prime is the official provider, hydration provider of the UFC. And what's even more cool, and I want to do it in the worst way, but I keep getting shut down. For $1,000, you can pay and have your name put on the mat.
Really?
Yes, but I'm not allowed. I've been shot down multiple times. Dropped 4 figures for that one, and I don't know if I could be. I don't remember doing that.
Sell that chair you just bought and sell the maintenance guy the title belt. You'll be more than halfway there. So people, wait, I want to learn about, are people doing this now?
Yeah.
Like
the last 3 or 4 months.
Like I need to look up an example. Like, is it just so tiny that like, you can't see it on TV?
It is tiny.
I don't know.
Just keep talking. I'll look it up while.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of this sponsorship because of like, it is the way of the world now. I'm not old man yelling at cloud. It's like, back in my day, we didn't have sponsors. The second the Jordan brand decided to sponsor the Pistons uniforms, that's when I was like, that's a boss move right there. He hated the Pistons, and now they have to go out on the court
the whole
with
league, Joe. It's not just.
I know, but the Pistons have to wear that. I'm like, that's a boss move right there. They have to wear that. And every single bowl game has a sponsorship. You can't. And what's the difference between this and when we were at SummerSlam having the Slim Jim logo all over the side of the ring, or having the Cinnamon Toast Crunch logo at Payback?
The Pride Battle Royal of WrestleMania.
That's more obnoxious than having it on the ring, because those are lit up and they're out the whole time.
I love it though.
I'm a fan. Make some money. Make that money.
It's a whole thing though. It's don't touch the mat. It's an actual thing. So.
But if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so thank you, Jay. Yeah, you sent over the link. Own a piece of UFC history with name on canvas. Watch thrilling UFC bouts.
Wait, put it on the screen.
Okay, one momento.
I told you this was a thing. This has been about 3 or 4 months now. They've been doing this, and every time I'm like, God, that'd be so cool. Because the UFC now has gotten into their own memorabilia, where you
it's in the black ribbon here.
Yeah,
I see.
And you get it back.
And then
you'll get your piece of the canvas back. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, look at this. They got the video clip. Okay, I mean, listen. I don't hate that at all. That's a genius idea.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that. How fun would that be too? You're watching some dude get, a Kimura in the middle of the ring, and there's your name next to his dome. Wow. Props to whoever thought of that, man. That's amazing.
Like GCW, they always look for mat sponsorships for their big events. So maybe we can pull some money together and get That Wrestling Podcast logo right on the or sponsor a match at one of their big events. I mean, I am down.
Cardona versus Danhausen.
Yeah, that's $59.99. They'll put you the turbo.
Brought to you by That Wrestling Podcast.
Man, well, that's amazing. Okay, well, that we are in agreement. Thumbs up on Logan Paul and the world of Prime on the mats for the PLEs. Let's quickly touch on what became official of the night one tag match of Rock and Roman and Seth and Cody. Guys, there's a couple different directions you can take from this. I know I shared them in the notes, but just your overall thoughts now that this is the official night one main event with presumably Roman and Cody, night two main event as well.
Don't care.
Is it because it was so predictable?
Yeah, that too.
Well, you've been anti this for since The Rock came back. You've been anti. You've been calling him Dwayne too. So it's like that's another thing.
Isn't doing it for me, man.
I can't believe that got over though on SmackDown.
Did it?
Are you surprised?
People were chanting it. Yes, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Of course they are. I am more interested in the photo from Becky Lynch's book of Becky wearing both titles as a bikini and Seth wearing the title belt as a pair of boxer shorts.
Yeah.
Reasons why champions have to keep their titles at work.
Yeah, no, let them with it. Let them do what they want to do with it. You know,
No, it's tradition. You can't do
Yeah.
that. But I love the logo. Yeah,
but I
right.
bet you someone would buy that because it touched Becky Lynch's vagina. In Seth's ball.
Well, I don't know where that title is now. It's retired. So, yeah, it's in the vault somewhere.
Yeah, well,
who knows who ended up with that thing?
Conrad will end up buying it somehow because that's what
he does have a lot.
$70,000 and a little bit of ball sweat. Let's go.
Go ahead, Joe.
Speaking of that promo and the setup and everything, why can't we get this Seth all the time? Why can't we get the Seth that tells The Rock to shut up? It's our time now. You've had yours. Why can't we get still a little bit of the smart aleck, but more serious and more of a threat?
Common sense.
When he's not with Cody, Rock, and Roman, he's exactly what Rock is calling him, a clown emoji. Why can't we get Seth being the champion? Like, Drew is killing it, and Seth isn't caring. Seth put The Rock in his place, and I was like, yes, there you go. Now sell that with Drew, too, and he didn't. So I was disappointed in Seth in the fact that we know he has greatness in him, and he's not doing it on both feuds.
But like I said in the bonus show that came out on Sunday, Dwayne makes bad TV like he makes bad movies. They were running very close to going off the air again before the slap happened. There are videos from inside the arena where like producers are like counting them down, and like you don't see them on TV because the production WWE is amazing. But the fact of the matter is, he has to, they got to put some limit on him because sooner or later, SmackDown's going to go up off the air.
Yeah,
It's going to do that. So I'm not here for it. I'm not. And hater, whatever you want to call me, I am making very valid points.
I really enjoyed this segment. I love The Rock's new entrance. But to your point, Jay, if you want to cut down,
they did a segment of entrances.
Exactly. Yes. I was going to say, if you want to cut
have
down
them come out together.
And I didn't watch it live, so when I pulled it up on the DVR, I'm fast forwarding through the entrances because I know that's a significant amount of time where it's just Roman and Paul and Solo and Jimmy, and they're just taking their time and they do their thing. And then we got to get The Rock, and he does it, and it's just like, it's a lot. And, you know, do we have to do that every week? Maybe not. But you know, they did that the first time, and people were complaining that I think that segment went like 40 minutes. So,
well, when the boss says what he wants, I mean, Christ, he's putting his grandma in the Hall of Fame.
That's the heavy rumor. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Hall of Fame, much like I proclaimed on the podcast on Sunday, who got added to the Hall of Fame on Friday that I said needed to go into the Hall of Fame? Mike Rotunda. I'm a goddamn genius. Give me Cyndi Lauper, Elizabeth, Sable, China.
Right.
Give me them all.
Go on.
Ben Bigelow, King Kong Bundy.
Yeah.
I don't even know who they are.
Lex Luger.
Yeah, Luger. Yeah. Give me them all.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to get Rock's grandma, who I get it, was a promoter, married to the high chief. I get all of that. But come the fuck on. Just because you're on the board of directors, it's your own fucking fig fed. Here we go again.
When you're on the board of directors, you can put all them in.
Yeah, but at least these figs are just going into a Hall of Fame that doesn't exist.
It's not a real thing.
It's not going to be seen every single week on television.
Yeah.
Until they're bored and get new toys.
Yeah. Any quick thoughts on what is the ideal outlook of that stipulation of no bloodline or
no bloodline they have to win Saturday night.
Bloodline has to win.
If they don't, then it's going to basically be, you'll be like, oh, Cody's going to win for sure. But like with that, you got the drama of it of how can he win? instead of now it's a shot.
Okay. All right.
Bloodline
We'll
has
get
to
to our
win.
predictions a little closer. Let's quickly go on to Monday Night Raw. Two things of note. Sami Zayn wins the gauntlet match. He is facing Gunther at WrestleMania.
Oh no, you're gonna upset Sammy.
Hater of the week.
I am the hater of the week.
You are, but
You
brother,
have taken over.
I'm with you though.
What?
Listen, I'm a sucker. Listen, love Sami Zayn. I'm a sucker for all things Rocky IV, and Chad Gable was reliving Rocky IV in his like build up to getting back at Gunther. Like, you made my daughter cry, and so now I'm gonna work out in the barn and push around bales of hay. And I was like, yes, he's the man. And those matches were fantastic. So I love the backstory. And so yeah, when Sammy won, I was legit pissed. I was like, no. I don't
So you're
know.
telling me Sammy doesn't deserve a high match at WrestleMania for the past 5 years of Manias that he's done?
He does.
Okay, then
He
what else
does.
would he have done? What else would he have done?
What else would he? Thought
Like basically a high match.
Him and
What
Owens
else?
could have regrouped and gotten to that tag ladder match that was announced for WrestleMania.
I thought, what I saw
That's a showcase
floated around.
match.
You know what I saw floated around, because it's kind of gone away. But if you wanted to do this, Drew would have costed Sammy the match. Sammy would go, F you, I still want my, WrestleMania match. And Drew would go, fine. Me and you, if you can win, triple threat. And Seth says, yeah, cool. I want to fight the bloodline anyway.
He doesn't care. He's too busy focusing on
Exactly.
something else.
He doesn't care. And so then we got a triple threat of Sammy and Drew. And
I'm kind of sick of the haters online who are just basically saying, like, boo Sammy, it should have been Chad. Why? Because of the Rocky
I told
montage
you
moment?
why.
Because his
Yes.
kid cried?
Yes. That's a
not
great
enough.
story.
That's
Hey,
not
listen,
enough.
though. He's fantastic.
I agree.
We've said this for years, but it was another example on Monday of him basically channeling being Kurt Angle with his ankle locks and just his intensity. I want to see him get a moment. Sammy's had his moments. He had the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. He won the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. Let
So you're
Chad
going to go
have
from
this
the main
moment with
event to
Gunther.
not on the show the next year?
Well, that's not my problem. I'm not booking him, but let's
without leaving the
up.
company.
I'm sure it's happened. In fact, I will dig it up much like
without leaving the company or retiring.
All right. Has somebody
gone from the main
you guys
event?
Really need to be talking while I'm doing.
Yeah, to go from the main event to that. Like I don't have a problem with Sammy winning. I'm like kind of disappointed that you two do. It's like with Chad winning, it would have been fine. I would have been happy either way, because what's being taken away out of this is the fact that was a great gauntlet match from all 6 involved in the match.
Did you guys watch it live?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to bed at 10 o'clock right before the match started. I don't have time for an hour match. I don't. So I fast forwarded through some of the beginning. I watched all the Bronson Reed parts, and I watched the last 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't have time for an hour match.
Got chairs.
I actually thought the Ricochet. What was that?
He gave me a middle finger. He goes, I don't have time to watch that. I go, yeah, you got chairs to buy. And
that's right. Off. Okay. But no, I was going to say that even the Ricochet JD McDonough part of it was exciting to watch. It's like, I just wish there weren't so many commercial breaks during that, but
there was a lot.
That's going to be hopefully taken away once they get on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing that bothers me the most about weekly television wrestling is the picture-in-picture or commercial breaks, and no, I want it to be continuous. Or having a full segment of just entrances and then go to commercial.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You can time that better. You're top notch. But yeah, I love the fact that Sammy won, because he deserves to be part of a big time event. And you got to have someone who is a credible threat to beat Gunther. He's been setting this up for months, saying like, I am a champion. I am a champion. I believe I'm a champion. They've been telling us for the past couple months that it was going to be Sammy. So when it is Sammy, the Twitterverse is all like, "Oh, you should die." I'm like, "Come on, get over yourself." And like, the guy did it without eating all day too. Like, give him some props for that one too.
Yeah, this isn't a knock
And
on
Gable
Sammy.
was the
This
last
is a
one.
pro Chad Gable thing for me. That's all it was.
It would have been more of a heartbreaking story if Gable ran the gauntlet and lost in the last match, but he was the last one to come out.
Yeah. All right. The other thing I wanted to touch on Monday Night Raw was an eyebrow raiser. We talked about how the first
Hellraiser?
What was that?
Was it a Hellraiser as well? Eyebrow
Sure.
raising.
Sure, why not? Maxine might think it was. Candice LeRae went off her rocker. There's a little tease of this the week before where she kind of was like, what do you know? You've had 3 matches. And Jay, you and I, in texting about like show topics, brought up how Maxine was like being booed at a house show.
Mm-hmm.
And it made line, other wrestlers were defending her like, hey, she's trying to get better. Fans shouldn't boo. And they're kind of playing into this in this story where Candice LeRae is basically like, I'm a veteran. I've done this for a long time. You barely know jack shit. And yeah, she ends up like bullying her into the corner, bringing up her dead brother. And that's a real thing that I find out later on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I saw kind of reactions all over the board. So where do you stand on that, Jay?
Christian's doing it, and it's working a lot on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that they would not have done it if she didn't approve it.
Oh, sure.
Correct.
So therefore, I'm totally cool with it. And who knows? I would rather have bad guy Candice than what she's been Indy's babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. The smiling pixie.
Yeah.
I think I said it in the text message. Much needed character change. Much needed. And this is going to put both of them over. That's what it did. That moment of like when she just basically lost it and just went so personal. And I think she was offended by the reverse caterpillar. That's what she's like, what are you doing?
She was.
Like, that's what it was. It was like, it wasn't a wrestling move. It wasn't her craft. She is offended that Maxine is getting this TV time while she is barely on and trying to make it. So she snapped, which anyone who's been at a job for a long time and someone new comes in and is getting more recognition than you are after all the hard work that you put in, that pisses you off. So I don't think of it. I mean, was it heartless what she said? Absolutely. But I hope she gets even worse. I hope she gets bad guy Candice again. NXT like evil Candice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think I was just caught off by it went from like little tease last week to like way up here.
Story.
We went from like, what do you know? You've barely wrestled to your brother's dead. He's ashamed of you. I was like, whoa. Like, we're not just going to like cheat a little bit to win. Like we went from there to there and it caught me off guard, but I'm very excited to see where it goes. Cause it was much needed.
I gave up looking at I thought King Kong Bundy would have been the first person to main event and not be in Mania the next year.
Oh yeah. He was there.
He was in 3. So I just
he squashed a little person. If I remember,
just don't feel like looking up anymore. So
yeah, that's all right.
Usually that's what Kevin's for, but he's in an Alanis Morissette concert. So
yeah, and the documentary of Rock and Jock basketball. Yes, got it. Real quick, I don't know how much or how little you guys saw in NXT, but I just it was like they like spun the wheel of gimmicks of like, what can we do this week that's just like off the charts? And the 3 that I pointed out, as he's done before, Tony D and the family, they abduct somebody. He abducted Dragunov, and
because we know that's all Italians do.
That's right. Take him to the bridge and see what happens from there. So there was the first one. And then, I mean, I think first time I've ever seen it, a disqualification due to a low blow in a women's match, which Jay, you can say the tweet.
I'm trying to find it
Gigi
now.
put out because wow.
I can't find it now, of course, when I want it.
All right. It was something
hold
to
on.
the okay.
So run down what they did here. Okay, here we go. It was Ariana Grace and Gigi Dolan.
Yes.
And the gist was if Gigi lost, she had to go to like finishing school with Ariana Grace, who doesn't really wrestle very often. She's like the pageant queen, tries to be nice in the back, trying to straighten up things. Well, I'm looking at this now. It is a low blow to a woman.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is new. This is new. I'm just seeing this.
Okay.
From Ariana Grace, WWE on Twitter. The pride I feel knowing. Oh, wait, we got to do it the right way.
I know I said I was gone, but I have to do this now. It's Cody Khan reading Ariana Grace's tweet. Here we go. The pride I feel knowing I am about to change the life of Gigi Dolan by making her into a true lady totally takes away all the pain of being punched in my flower.
Love it. Love it.
And then Gigi responded, "You go to hell." And then Ariana responded, "We don't say things like that anymore, Miss Dolan."
Oh my God.
Punches in the, oh my God. All right, I gotta go. I'm done with it. I'm really done now.
Job well done, Coney.
Yeah.
The tweet I remember seeing was something that Gigi put up.
Oh, yeah. Gigi put out.
Yeah.
For those wondering, yes, it hurts.
Yeah.
No, I gotta go.
that was good. And something to the effect of, I made your beef a smash burger or something like that. Yeah, I couldn't believe she went there. Like, wow.
I know I sent it in the group, but it's too much shit to find.
It's all right.
Yes, I made your beef a smash burger.
Wow. So that's
something
special.
Here it is.
Okay, fine. This is really the last time, I swear.
Last time, Cody.
From Gigi Dolan. At least I have this memory of the time I turned your roast beef into a smash burger. Good night.
And scene. That's yeah.
Bravo.
Gotta go.
So there's something brewing there that is pretty amazing. At least it's off to a great start. And then the last thing I pointed out was just the randomness. You know, we had Trick Williams return, Metaphor confronts him, and he alludes to like Lash Legend liking him. And by the end of the segment, he's making out with her. So again, all over the board, guys. I mean, we've covered quite a bit of the Gigi Ariana stuff, but anything else?
That reminds me of
Joe?
LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, the caddy thing. They're just like flipping it around. So like instead of the finishing school, it's like basically what Cameron Grimes had to be LA Knight's caddy and all those. Like we're gonna get a couple good weeks of some vignettes going on between those two.
So the kiss happened, and then Vic turned to Booker T and said,
"I bet you can't get a boner."
Yeah, it was crazy. I can't believe Mike's picked that up. It's insane.
NXT, yeah, Shawn Michaels, man. What is he going to book next?
And then this leak too.
Tony Khan's a bitch ass motherfucker.
That was what Mercedes
that was
said.
What Booker T said.
I thought Mercedes said that right after she's like, "Well, I'm going to go back to WWE." I was like, "Wow, this is outrageous."
That's not very nice, Brian.
No.
And speaking of which, don't they know that CEO is above EVP? So Mercedes is already better than the Young Bucks.
Ooh, that's a
by far.
Yeah.
I think of it like that. Okay.
Neither did they.
If that comes up on TV, I will give you the credit, Joe. That's amazing.
I'll have social tweet that right now.
Last thing before we go. Of course, we record on Thursday night. It comes out Friday, and of course, Saturday is 3/16. It's really the last couple of years, I think, has seen, yes, Joe, well done wearing the shirt for today. I think the last couple of years, it's grown in appreciation of, do something fun for Austin 316 Day, chug a beer, whatever. So I thought real quick, we could all
At least
just
it's
share.
better than, I hope it's better than the 2020 316 because that was brutal.
Oh, yeah. Except for poor Byron Saxton, right?
Right. Okay. So share something. Go ahead.
So yeah, it's just share an Austin moment. And I said to the guys, don't say, remember when he drove the beer truck to the ring? Yes, we've all seen that a gajillion times. I will go to the promo that he did with the sit down interview with Jim Ross and The Rock before WrestleMania 17.
Oh yeah, good one.
And they did their back and forth, very, very promo, talk about intensity, and he was, basically foreshadowed the heel turn, saying like, "I want this so bad, you don't even know." And just the fact too that now, whenever you hear "My Way" from Limp Bizkit, you think of the promo of Rock and Austin for WrestleMania 17. It's taken on a life of its own. So those are two of my good moments for Stone Cold.
I have to beat you, Rock.
I have to beat you. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's good. You don't hear about that much, but that was a really good moment.
Nice. Ahead, mine is here. It's the Stone Cold Rock's last time in the ring on Raw before WrestleMania 19 when it was a Rock concert and Austin came out and those two did a duet of Margaritaville.
After the show went off the air?
No, it was on the air.
Okay.
It was on the air. It was like basically the Rock did a Rock concert and another one. And it was the Raw before WrestleMania 19. And Austin came out at the end and is like, "What? I can't sing with you? What? You don't want to do that?" Like, and they had a real moment of just entertaining. And they sang Margaritaville together. So when it comes to a promo that I like to think of is like, that was the last time those two were just basically, we didn't realize it at the time, but that was the last time those two were together as active competitors and they knew it and it was their moment.
Hey, before I give mine, I wish Kevin was here for breaking news. This is from Booker T's Hall of Fame podcast / radio show. I'm hoping you can hear this.
But I almost had like a little run-in with CM Punk. I mean, the internet might want to pick that up. Me and CM Punk almost got into it at NXT this week. So
okay, well, you'll tell me more later.
We'll talk about it later. I don't want to put it out there because they're gonna pick it up and run with it. But yeah, I'll talk to you about that off there.
Shucky Ducky, Booker T, you put it out there already, motherfucker.
Why did you mention it?
Yes.
Should have cut it off at the pass there, Booker T.
Fuck, man. He's not good.
He had the ultimate Shucky Ducky when Trick made out with Lash Legend.
Yeah.
I popped it. He was like, Shucky Ducky.
Why would you mention it and say, "I'll talk to you about it off the air"?
Yeah, whatever.
Just trying to get a little buzz.
So I've got a few.
Yeah.
I love every Stone Cold podcast, like from the network.
Oh yeah.
He is such a great interviewer. I
Even
also
the Page
love
one?
his USA shows. It was Stone Cold. I don't even remember what the hell they were called, but it's where he was like hanging out with people.
Yeah, Stone Cold Does America, I remember.
And then like he was doing the show. He was doing other
Broken. It
jobs.
was like the Broken Skull. It wasn't Broken Skull Sessions, but yeah, it was.
I mean, it was just so cool. And then of course, Rock, Stone Cold, and Hogan in the Silver Dome, brother.
Oh,
that was a fun
Superdome.
Yeah. So 316 Day is Saturday. If you're listening on Friday, it's tomorrow. And we would like you on Saturday to go to our YouTube channel. We have something fun for 316 Day. Joe and Kevin do not know what this is. No, we did not buy a cameo from Stone Cold to say Joe sucks.
That'll be next year.
Idea. That'll be a great idea. So yeah, it'll be on our YouTube
channel. No, it's going to be on the UFC, Matt.
It'll be on our YouTube channel and our socials on Saturday for 316.
Yeah. Excited for the world to see what we have in store for them for 316 Day. So yeah, happy 316 Day in advance to you guys, to all our listeners and viewers. And that'll do it for this week's show. At That WrestlePod for social media, youtube.com/That Wrestling Podcast. for checking out the 316 fun and everything else that we have show related, and whatamaneuver.net for your merchandise needs. As always, my friends, whether it's 316 day or any other day, enjoy wrestling.
I bet you can't get a boner.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow @ThatWrestlePod on social media.